What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the RTG career mode. It's episode number 20, returning today on the back of progressing through to the quarter-finals, where of course we'll take on West Ham in the last day. We'll definitely play that game today, plus more big games in the league after no wins in our last 4, dropping down to 15th in the table, 10 games into the season, long way to go, but only 2 wins on the board. We could really do with coming in some good early to mid-season form. So loads to get through today. We'll crack straight on with our first game, potential early season relegation 6 points of Fulham in South Wales, going for our first win in a few. Come on, you Swans. My goodness, this has been an awful game. Still tied at 0-0. Oh, Carl fumbles it a little bit, but just about gets away with it. And as Ramsey sends one for Cameron to chase, it should be cleared. Awful game once again, and we're set for yet another Premier League draw. It's the Swansea special. We're the kings of the draws. It's not what you want to be known as, but listen, it's our identity. We can't seem to shift it. My goodness, honestly. Goalless draw to start today's episode off with, man, seriously. You know, I never thought I'd ever set a Premier League record for draws in a career mode save. We might set a new record in the following season. This is crazy. Yeah, I think as things stand right now, let's go out to the main menu. We are, as things stand, on course to set a new record that we broke last season. That is ludicrous, man. But like I said, it's the draws that are the reason why we survived last season and might do so again. Take away all the draws we got this season and call them defeats, and we'd be in the bottom 3 right now. So following game, Arsenal away, and I'll say it once again, I'll take a Swansea special and I'll take a draw. Come on, you Swans. Oh, careful, careful. Watch Odegaard, there he is. There he is. Oh, he's done brilliantly well. And it's just great from Odegaard, man. You know, when you bring a goalkeeper out, it's like the AI are so, I was going to say robotic, but that's exactly what they are. They are able to just take as much time as possible and then find a free man in the middle. And it's why when you do bring a goalkeeper out, I'd say this, do it at your own risk. Do it at your own risk. If it's going to be a one-on-one and there's no one near the area, by all means bring a keeper out and try and close down the angle. If there are men in the middle, it's I'm not going to say it's suicide doing it, but yeah, it's a very risky thing to do because they're just so intelligent. And whereas the human might panic a little bit, might fluster, might pull the trigger too quickly out of fear, they'll miss the chance. The AI can just put their foot on the ball, take their time, and then find an open man for an open goal. Yeah, that's my fault for being too quick with Carl. There's Cameron! Ben's in the leveller. 7th for the season already. Cam Archer with the equaliser straight away. So the second half begins. Arsenal tied at 1-1. They've been the better team in the game thus far, though. Might have found that leveller through Cam, but yeah, I think that second gunner's goal is coming. It might be right here, and it is. Odegaard to Jesus for the second time in the contest, and Arsenal go back in front. Martin Odegaard, you know, when you talk about a player who, you know, was on the fringes at Real Madrid for a hot second, when he came to Arsenal, you know, there are many players that have moved on from one of, you know, the world's global superstars and never been able to, you know, sort of recapture their wonder kid status, if you will. But Odegaard, I think you could possibly say, is starting to, oh, great save by Rushworth, surpass even what promise he showed when he was a teenage talent playing in the Norwegian league. What was he, 15, 16 years old? I mean, for what he's done at Arsenal, he's definitely been worth the money, no doubt about it. And I have to give him so much credit for that as well. His leadership qualities alone are just absolutely phenomenal for such a young player. It's so easy to say that any player that starts playing top level football, as Thomas Partey makes it 3-1, as a teenager, should go on to like absolutely monstrous heights. Not everyone has that kind of potential. Even if they are showing such promise at a young age, it doesn't mean that every single player is destined to be one of the greatest, you know. Sorry, my point was, oh my goodness, what a ball, and Martinelli turns in his own rebound. How many rebound goals have we conceded this season? Like, not every single player as a teenage talent is going to be a certified all-time great, you know. Like, just not everyone has the same level of potential, if you will. But for Odegaard, I always felt he could become an elite player, but he needed to leave Real Madrid. And when a player goes to one of the best football clubs in the world, some players need that environment. For some, it can be a bit of a constraint. I think Odegaard was that kind of guy. When he went out on loan to Malaga, for example, he was brilliant. If I remember correctly, he was the reason why there was one season he knocked Real Madrid out of the cup against his parent club, whilst at Malaga, I think it was. Was it Malaga? Or was it Sociedad? I can't remember now. Blue and white stripes. But at Arsenal, that's where he's turned into an elite player. Absolutely elite. And he's ran the show in the middle of the park in this game. He and Thomas Partey, and I have just had no answer. This is going to be one of my worst defeats of the entire save. Got back in it through Cam, but just never really was able to stand up to the Gunners' class in this game, man. But these are the sort of games, I often talk about them, when you get absolutely destroyed during an RTG. Early season, you think to yourself, okay, this is a reminder we are far from the team we want to be. Absolutely thumped away in North London. That was a massacre. Right, next up, Watford at home. No wins in 5 in the league now. Let's try and bounce back here in an early season relegation 6-pointer. Come on, you Swans. Yusuf tangling. Can't win it back. But Ryan Porteous needs to be careful here. Come on, get me one, gentlemen. There we go. Easy, easy, easy. There we go. Come on. Could not afford to mess that one up there. Well won back. Good press. Held it up nicely, and Josh with the finish. That is 3rd of the season already, I think, for Josh Ginola. At least 2nd. Yeah, 2nd for Ginola. Earning that new contract. And I said this before, but when things aren't working, sometimes you need to try something different, and you might get rewarded for that decision to be a little bit more versatile. Ginola was not a winger when we first arrived here. We've turned him into one. And to be a regular starter, if not coming off the bench, in a Premier League side, for a player who at first couldn't score a goal to save his life in the Championship, that says it all, man. Determination, resilience, you love to see it. 18 minutes to go. Still up by 1. Watford not done yet. As Kayembe on a booking as his pass cut out by Laird. And now as Ramsey finds Yusuf, a chance here to wrap this up. Yusuf's been everywhere in this game. He's covered every blade of grass. And oh, what a ball. Great block. And chance gets alive, and Ramsey's shot also blocked, but Archer's header goes just over the bar. How have we not wrapped this game up, man, honestly? We've had so much of the ball. Just haven't been able to put the ball in the back of net for a second time. We were the league's lowest scorers last year. And I'm not surprised if we're the league's lowest scorers again. This is so frustrating. This game should be over. And it's not. And it might come back to haunt us. Oh, and thank God it won't there. It's far from convincing, but a return to winning ways, much needed. We'll take it, and just like last season, I feel as though we're going to have to scrape through most of our victories this season. But if it keeps us in the Premier League, then so be it. I'll take 1-0 victories and a record amount of draws every single season. I say every single season. What I mean is every season where we're tipped to be one of the weaker sides. Right, first of the month, so we've got 3 more scouting updates. Let's see what we got. We're from Wales. We'll continue scouting on 2 players here. And from Greece, 6 players will continue the scouting on here. That Papadopoulos lad looks really, really good. 5'11" DM. Overall seems as though it'll be good enough to be 60 plus. Question is that potential going to hang or not? We'll find out after another month. And from the Netherlands, we'll continue scouting on 3, but no one making the academy then this time from our latest batch of scouting. So youth team right now looking like this. Again, keeping most of our players on those balanced development plans, just so we see natural growth all across the board and not in one particular area. But so far, of course, the best player remains to be perhaps the new Wilfried Bony. And I still can't believe I was so obsessed with Boubacar Bangura. I missed an even better Ivorian forward in our academy as well. Younousse Traore. Whenever this guy comes out, he's going straight on the loan list and getting some first team football because he looks unbelievable. Right, next up, Brentford away at the G-Tech in West London. Another newly promoted side and a chance to possibly take a 10-point lead on the teams in the bottom 3. Come on, you Swans. I know this is a really obvious thing to say, but the quicker you can get away from trouble, the better. And I know that sounds ridiculous as Brentford go close there early, but it's true. Like, because even like last season's a great example. Like, we went on a run of like no wins in about 12 or 13 games. But even if that was the case, we never really believed we were going down. And why is that? Because prior to that run, off the post by Cam, we were so many points clear. Like, we were well clear of the bottom 3 at the start of that horrific run. So if you can get away from the bottom 3 as soon as possible, you know, even if you have a collapse towards the end of the season like we did last year, you've probably already built up a comfortable enough gap to the point where you can't get caught up. Oh, no, good block, darling. Oh, no! Off the bar. And Harry gets it away. Now, if that would have went in, that would have summed up this season for us. We have not had much luck, but the woodwork we're out for the second time in the game, this time from Brentford for the first time. And we remain still deadlocked at 0-0. Is there going to be a winner here in what has been a very tightly contested, even contest? Yusuf, Kanunan, Marchetti fires wide. To be fair, once this game does look as though it's going to finish goalless. It's been quite a good game, to be honest here. Oh, good save, Carl. There's not going to be enough time for us to get the ball forward for a late chance. Yeah, there was a lot of chances, just neither side could finish. But that's not a surprise for one of these two teams being last year's league's lowest goal scorers. I'm really finding it difficult to score with lower rated teams in this year's FC24. Defending, I don't find it that hard. I get comments every now and then saying, how are you defending so well? I don't know. I don't actually know. Scoring is my problem this year, not defending. Yeah, I don't have a problem with defending this year. I actually find it reasonably simple, but it's putting the ball in the back and that I've got a problem with. Cam's got me 7 goals in the Premier League this year, but nobody else has even come close to that. I mean, Ginley's got me a couple, Whittaker's got me 1, Ramsey's got me 1, AK's got me 1, but that's it. That's it. Once again, we're looking like we're going to be the league's lowest scorers for the second year in a row. And I'm not that surprised about it. 12 goals in 14 games. Defensively, I'm alright, but ask me to put the ball in the back of the net, and I just panic. Right, following game, Liverpool at home. But once again, even though we've got 6 draws in our first 14 and we're on pace to set a new Premier League record for draws, just like we did last season, I will take another draw in this game here. Come on, you Swans. I think one of the reasons why this is the case as well, and I'm struggling to score, is that I haven't found what the OP shot technique is this year. You know, every single FC, there's always like one OP technique. You know, be it chip shots. I always found chip shots quite easy. I can't score chip shots now. They've totally nerfed them, and rightfully so as well, because they used to be just ridiculously easy. But you know, sometimes it's like a near post smash. Sometimes it's a far post finesse. Sometimes it's a run down the wing, cross and head. But this year, I haven't found what the OP shot style is. I don't think there is one. And I guess in a weird way, it's a good thing as well. As Virgil van Dijk heads in the opener. Ramsey to Archer. Whittaker sent forward. Lovely ball inside. Oh, nice. Yes. It's the same like chip shots around the keeper. They used to be so OP. Now it's a lot more difficult, as it should be, because they are hard things to execute in real life. Chipping the ball with the right trajectory and direction is difficult, as is putting a keeper on the floor and rounding him. But when it comes off, it looks absolutely sexy. That is so nice, that. Alisson hits the deck and doesn't come up with the ball because it's in the back of his own net. That is filthy from Morgan. As Luis Diaz right from kickoff goes down the left and McAllister pegs it across. Great save, and the rebound is turning. How many goals have we conceded from rebounds this season? That is ludicrous, man. The amount of goals we've conceded where it's deflected and rebound straight to an opposition forward is infuriating. Carl makes a save, it hits Ethan Laird, and it drops straight to Salah with an open goal from 5 yards out. Nothing you can do about those moments, man. It's just pure bad luck, that's all it is. I used to say I'm a firm believer that luck will balance itself out. You know, in this year's FC, I'm not so sure it does. I'm not so sure it does in this version of the game, because I mean, the amount of goals we've conceded this season alone through rebounds and ricochets and deflections, I mean, it's just been a tough first half of the season. Well, we haven't had much fortune, and Carl, I think, should really be doing better there. Thiago beats him from range, but that'll wrap it up. Liverpool, 2 goals to the good, and that'll do it now. Oh, no, it's going to be 4. Well, Carl definitely not going to be criticised for that one. Salah with a beauty, and that will do it. 4-1 to Liverpool. And, you know, even though we have had a couple of scalps, this save since starting our Premier League tenure last season against Manchester City, and we beat... Who else did we beat? Was it Chelsea we beat as well? I can't remember. We had a couple of scalps anyway. Most of our clashes against the big teams have seen us get beaten heavily, and this one is not going to be any different. Thrashed 4-1 at the Emirates, thrashed 4-1 here at home to Liverpool as well. We've got a long way to go in this save. Yeah, we'll get there. It's just going to take some time. You just got to trust the process, man. You got to go through these times, man. If you want the glory, you got to go through the grind. It's just going to take some time, that's all. And just before our following game against Luton, match day 16, going to make a change. Just seeing that Aaron Ramsey has now hit the high defensive work rate we were asking him to get, or is it areas? So with that being the case, I can now convert him to an official CAM. Yeah, I could see him playing down the left-hand side. We're kind of overloaded on the flanks, you know, with so many options. You know, Whittaker coming in, Ginnerly, you know, obviously Matondo's just come in as well. So I think I do see Ramsey more as a CAM in this team. Right, following game, Luton, again, another newly promoted side. So once again, we should be targeting all 3 points. And based on our start of the season, I feel these are games we need to win to pull away from the bottom 3. Come on, you Swans. That one in, Harry. Now Marchetti. Now wide to Dan James. My God, I cannot get on with Dan James. There's a reason why Ginnerly starts ahead of him in my team. I just cannot seem to get him to work for me. He's just, I don't know how to explain it. Like he's not, like his best asset is his pace. He doesn't actually feel lightning quick. I can't see. I literally just cannot seem to get it sorted with this guy. Kanunen wins it back, and this should be one. Takes his time and finishes. Cool as you like from the rifle, as he did all the work himself, winning it back, taking it around the covering defender, and finessing into the far corner. Okay, he's had the potential sucked out of him, but he's still a star teenage talent in this team. Second of the year, Swansea in front. A minute to go. Last chance. Just got to grind this out. Almost there. Yeah, that's a poor pass, and that will do it. This is a grind to glory, if you will. Another 1-0 victory, but we'll take it. That is now, I think, 4 clean sheets in our last 6 games as well. The only 2 games where we conceded, we were battered, but even so, like I said, this year's FC, it's a polar opposite experience I'm having to most of you guys. I see in the comments, you know, you're struggling to defend but scoring a lot. It's the opposite for me. I can't score, but I'm keeping a lot of clean sheets. Right, so 2 or 3 more. Next up, Forest away at the City Ground. Nuno's boys aim to get back-to-back wins for, I believe, the first time in the Premier League all season long. Come on, you Swans. Hudson-Odoi for Forest down the left-hand side. That's a field. Oh, thank you, Carl. I didn't see much of that. What I did see was Rushworth make a crucial stop to keep us still tied at 0-0 as Cal looks to get away. And it's cleared. What a thank you, Carl. That was completely unintentional, but it's led to a goal. Because Morgan drills it in. I called it for it at the back of the net. Completely unintentional, but it ends up building to a goal. Morgan Whittaker gets another. Swans in front. It's ball through to Dominic Solanke. That who's been in fine form for the Cherries this season in real life. Now at Forest. Pegs it back to Anthony Alanga. And now Nicholas Dominguez tackled. We can't get it clear. And he turns in his own rebound. Forest back on their old terms. Stand tackles, man. They are so weak in this year's FC. The amount of times you're making but fail to come out with a ball is infuriating. It's not going to be back-to-back wins in the end. It is the Swansea speciality. Score draw. But we will take it. Every point edges us ever closer to pulling away from the bottom 3. It's like deja vu. It's happened last season. Right, let's do a couple more because the number of games haven't been too good today, guys. Sorry about that, but I'll try and end strong with back-to-back wins. Following game with a chance to make the last 4 of the Carabao Cup for the first time in the entire save. West Ham in the quarterfinals. Come on, you Swans. Historically, I have an abysmal record in domestic cup campaigns in my career modes. And I have a feeling this save is going to be no different either. Ginley does well to control that, to be fair. I was awful in my Luton Town career mode. Ironically, I was better away from Luton than I was with them. Oh, what a save! But I'd love to reach the semis for the first time in the save in what's been a challenging second year in the Premier League. Excellent stop by the Spaniard, tipping Kanunen's effort onto the woodwork, and still we're deadlocked. But a good start is from Swansea. What is a season of low scoring? It appears as though we're set for a shootout. which I would say is very fitting and appropriate with 20 on the clock. But West Ham could still win it here down this left-hand side. As that cross is headed away bravely by Harry and flicked on by Cullen, and then won back by Connor Coventry. This is a tough game, as we were expecting. But if it does come down to the spot kicks, we knocked out Man City last year on pens. Won the Championship playoff final on pens. Could reach the League Cup semis on pens. Great ball through to Brownhill. But if we score here, we might not need pens. Gidley! Oh, just wide. Yep, pens it is, and not one bit surprised. The spot kicks will separate the sides and see who makes the semis. Alright then, here we go. Tammy Abraham, first man up, scores, top left, and gives West Ham the opener. I'm going to go top right with Cameron Archer, who I've brought on specifically for the penalties, and he scores to justify that decision from Doxy Boy. Some managers like to do it, some don't. Oh, as Irvin finds the bottom corner. To me, I think if you've got your best penalty takers on the bench, I say you might as well bring them on and use them. Dan James makes it 100% for both sides so far as Kudus continues that right down the middle. What a start this is. Sorba Thomas, first appearance all season long for Swansea, scores, and neither keeper has got even close to the pen so far. Kostic, next man up. Oh, how has he scored, Carl? I think he's deceiving with the pace of the ball. Captain Matt Grimes also scores. 8 penalties taken, 8 penalties scored. Until now, Rushworth with the save, and Rabbi Matondo, who we haven't seen much of, can send the Swans into the semis. I'm going top right. And oh, he's just about scored it. Keeper's woeful on the spot kicks. Only one save, but it proves to be the difference maker. Carl sets up Rabbi for the win. Swans perfect 5 from 5. We're in to the final 4. You know, when I was a kid, people used to say, no one expects the goalkeeper to save a penalty anyway. But I feel like nowadays in modern football, that's not true. You expect your keeper to save at least 1 of 5 taken. You know, that's 20%. That's not even that high of a number. But now, in that spot kicks there, I have to say, I didn't think we were ever going to see a save at all. That could have gone on for a long time. Thankfully, Carl in the end pulled out a big one. As we make the semis, we'll see the draw. We got in the final 4. Leeds United. And it's a Manchester derby in the semis as we'll take on Leeds. And I have to say, I think we're probably favourites to that contest as well. Leeds have got a really decent side, but this season haven't got a single win in the Premier League, and that's why I put us as favourites. Into the final 4, 2-legged affair, first one away at Ellen Road, but I think we're favourites for that. Bring on Leeds United. I think we've got a golden chance to reach our first cup final to save there. And I think considering that 3 of my 8 games today have been goalless draws, I really should do at least 1 or 2 more. Let's try and squeeze in 2 as well, because at that point we'll be at the halfway stage of the season. Following game, penultimate one today, Manchester United away at Old Trafford. Come on, you Swans. I have to say, the games today have been awful. Absolutely awful, you know. Apart from the Arsenal and Liverpool thrashings. Oh, ball, Ramsey. There's not been a lot of quality, but this man does have a quality finish on him. And I think that's goal number 8 in the league this season, and the opener away in the North West. Cam with the finish after being played forward. And again, I think it's 8 goals for the season in the league. Swans in front, and if we could get a scalp here, that would be massive. Oh, I was just waiting there to see if Gabby would pull the trigger, which he did. And I have to say, just like against Liverpool, when Rushworth was beaten from around this position, I think maybe, just maybe, Carl could have done better there. Not sure if he saw it late, but it wasn't right in the corner. There wasn't much power on that. And I'm not sure if the Spaniards should be scoring and beating him from there, if I'm being honest. It's not a bad effort, but it's not exactly a wonder goal. Oh no, don't lose it, don't lose it. Gavi threads it through. And right at the death, Amadou Diallo wins it. Right at the death. That is sick. Now you played badly in this game, man, but throwing it away. Man, I have not played well today, guys. I apologise for that. But let's finish strong. Our final game today, and it will be the official halfway stage of the season on its conclusion. Spurs in South Wales is going to get back to winning ways here. Come on, you Swans. Well, I didn't call this a challenge for nothing. I haven't called this the most difficult FC I've ever played for nothing. But I'd quite like to get at least one solid win under my belt in the entirety of the season. Because at the halfway point, I don't think we've had one yet. There's Ginnerly finds Kanunen. Cullen. AK onside. Oh, it's so well held up, but Christensen sticks a foot out, and as Cullen's hit the deck as well. That looks like a bit of a serious injury, that. Liam slow to get back to his feet, and that might well be him done for at least 3 months, I'd say. There's Spurs come inside, cross the far post. Oh, what a goal. Great dribbling, great cross, great technique, great finish. Spurs in front. Ethan to Kanunen. And Jamal, who I've just brought off the bench for Cullen. Oh, what a touch! Jamal! Always believing, Jamal, no, get in! I brought him off for Cullen. I thought, I'm not taking any chances with Liam. We'll sub him off, don't want to see the injury get hampered. That's a great touch by Jamal Lowe to get away from Nathan Ake, use the frame of his body, and then find the far corner. Don't see him much these days, but still fan favourite. And he's just finding the leveller as well. Go on, Jamal. Oh, Wan-Bissaka. Forced back to Christensen, and Spurs, ever since Jamal Lowe's come on, haven't really done much with the ball. We look a different team out there since the introduction of the fan favourite. Spurs are looking a little bit nervy out there. 22 minutes to go. I could see us winning this, you know. They're starting to rock a little bit. Oh, you're joking. That's your own fault, Doxy boy, for starting to get a bit big for yourself. Oh yeah, it's starting to rock a little bit. No, they're in front. Man, genuinely, to be fair, we were starting to put them under a bit of pressure, starting to look good out there, but João Palhinha makes it 2-1, and the visitors are back in front. So frustrating. Oh, yeah, winning Dan. Oh, come on! Jamal Lowe with a brace rescues us to the death. Come on! I'm not going to say score draws are back on the menu. They never left. It's the Swansea special. It's what we cook up in South Wales. But to come back from a goal down on 2 separate occasions against one of the traditional Big Six, you got to take it. Jamal Lowe, fan favourite, off the bench with a brace. We'll take the point to end on there. And so at the official halfway stage of the season, we'll take a look at the stats and also the table as well, with Broja right now leading the way in the race to Golden Boot, 2 clear of Erling Haaland. And as for the assist race, currently Cameron has our most with 4 in 18. That's embarrassing for me, isn't it? But it sums up our season of low scoring. As once again, Carl Rushworth is doing alright for clean sheets in the top 6 with 5 in 19, but Edison leading the way right now with 7 for Manchester City. As we know, in the Carabao Cup, it's a Manchester derby in one semi and will face Leeds in the other for a place to be booked at Wembley. And in the FA Cup third round, we've been drawn against the League One side at home, Wigan Athletic. And whilst we are, of course, a very long way away from qualifying for this Europe's premier competition, I'll show you how the groups have gone anyway, where both Chelsea and Manchester United were knocked out in the group stage, where Spurs and Liverpool both made it through. Spurs and Liverpool both made it through from theirs. And with the January window open and £8.5 million in the budget, we might need to make some signings, because right now we're a long way off where we want to be at some point in the future, where Man City occupy top spot, 4 clear of last season's champions, and Manchester United and West Ham making it the top 4. Arsenal, Spurs and Liverpool complete the top 7, with Aston Villa, Newcastle and Luton Town, newly promoted, wrapping up the top 10. We ourselves are in 15th place, only the 4 wins in 19, but the draw specialists with 8 so far this season are still, to be fair, 6 clear of the bottom 3. free. And come the end of the season, I would certainly take that. But that'll do it for today's episode of the RTG Career, guys. So big fan of watching, enjoyed it. If you had, then please do drop a like, which you'll have a fantastic day. And I'll see you for the next episode, where the January transfer window will open. So any transfer suggestions, do let me know. And we'll have both legs of the Carabao Cup semi against Leeds, as we're going to make Wembley for the first time in the save. Have a great day, much love, and I'll see you for the next episode very soon.